Alright, time for the last PS2 video in this series of going through my collection. These are the ones that I talked about last time, and I'll just move them out of the way so we can continue from the letter S. First up, Second Sight. This is it a first-person shooter, third-person shooter? I'm not sure, but some kind of a shooter. I remember some people liking it, some people not really liking it back in the day. So probably somewhat of a mediocre game. Could be a hidden gem, I don't know. Right, this one definitely, this is a hidden gem. Right, Sega Bass Fishing Duel. Amazing stuff. So Sega Bass Fishing is a legendary game from the PS1, Sega Dreamcast era. This one, I don't know if it's any good, but when I picked this up from the pile, I immediately got excited, so that's a good sign. What do we have next? Serious Sam, Next Encounter. So this is the PS2 version of one of the Serious Sam games. I can't remember which one this is. Is this the second one? Not sure. I've played some of these on a PC. Really fun first-person shooters. I could have played that one as well, but I just can't remember. Right. Some JRPGs. This is Shadow Hearts Covenant. And then I also have the third game in a series, Shadow Hearts From the New World. This is very light. Does have a manual with a lady in some very revealing clothes on the cover of it. Right. Yeah, this one is getting quite expensive. I'm missing the first one in the series, the original Shadow Hearts. That is quite difficult and quite expensive to find. So, yeah, I'm glad that I got the second one for a pretty good price. Right, talking of games that were very cheap back in the day, not expensive at all. This is Shadow Memories. This has started coming up again and again in hidden gem videos. Not sure if that means anything about the quality, but it is a kind of like a horror style game released by Konami. Yeah, I don't know much about this at all. The only thing I know is that it was very, very cheap when I got it. Surprisingly cheap. Now, in one of the earlier PS2 videos, I said that I like dumb licensed games. So here is Shrek II for the PS2. A ridiculous 3D like action platformer, I think. Right, next up, another JRPG. This is Shin Megami Tensei Lucifer's Call. This is the only game in the series that I have, which is unfortunate because these are really well-liked games. Also, some of them are quite expensive. So, I don't know anything about the Shin Megami Tensei series, really, other than that it's the original one, and then they started making Persona games. But, yeah, there's that. Then I have is this a light gun game? Maybe, I don't know. This is Silent Scope 2 Fatal Judgment. I remember playing some Silent Scope game at an arcade years and years ago. So these are like sniper games. In the arcade cabinets, you had like a rifle as the controller, which was very nice. So yeah, I don't know much about this PS2 version of the game. Now here's a game that is quite topical because they just announced a new version of this. So this is SNK vs Capcom SVC Chaos, a very well liked fighting game from way back in the day. Next up, Socom. This is the first one in a series. I also have the third one. I'm missing the second one, apparently. And then I have Combined Assault. Is that all? Yes, I have these 3 for the PS2 Socom games. I think this is the 4th one, or maybe the 5th one. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is the 4th one. Yeah. These were very popular shooters on the PS2, also because they had online gameplay. So you could play those online on the PS2, which was a very novel idea back in the day. Not that many online games around in the PS2 era. But yeah, I completely missed the Socom hype train. Next up, Soldier of Fortune Gold Edition. This, I think, is the first game in a series. Really over-the-top violent first-person shooters. I've played the sequel, Double Helix, on a PC a lot when I was younger. I really liked that game. A lot. Right. I have a sealed copy of Sonic Mega Collection Plus here. This is the platinum for it. So, I don't know. I'll sell this for €1 million in 20 years. Next up, somewhat obscure and expensive title. SOS The Final Escape. So, for the Americans, this is Disaster Report. Is this the second game? I can't remember. In Europe, I can't speak. In Europe, they released the Disaster Report games, I think all of them with different names. So the first one is Raw Danger. I don't have that one. And then I think this is the second one, SOS Final Escape. And then the third one, I don't even know if they ever released that in Europe. And then the fourth one is the PS4 title, Disaster Report 4. Yeah. Right, some snowboarding games. SSX on Tour and SSX 3. So I think I'm missing the first one. I think this is the second one on Tour. Right, so at least I'm missing some SSX title. Some people think that this is one of the best games on PS2. Maybe accurate? I don't know. I never played those when I was younger. Right. Another JRPG. This is Suikoden 4. I think this is the one that is the least liked in the series. There's also I think the 5th one was also a PS2 title. I don't have that one, unfortunately. Alright. Super Monkey Ball Adventure. So this is a Super Monkey Ball game that has a story mode in it, which sounds quite strange. I don't know what to think about that, but yeah, not the best game in a series if it is accurate what people are talking about it online. All right, Stuntman. This is the original Stuntman title. I think there are at least 2 of them on the PS2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I think I've shown one of the Stuntman games in one of the earlier videos. Oh, it was in a demo disc for the PS2. Also, this cover is really bent. Very, very strange. What is there? There's an advertisement for Taz Wanted. I don't have that one, unfortunately. Yeah, Stuntman. These are racing games where you are doing stunts. So, you're like a movie stunt car driver. Maybe I'll put it on top there still. Yeah. Then, this is awful. SWAT Siege. Game by Phoenix Games. Awful shovelware garbage. Does it have a manual? Yes, it does. Oh, no, that's a bad manual. That's like 2 pages, just text on a black black text on a white page. Right. Now, why do I have this? Well, I have this because I really like the SWAT series on a PC. especially the third game. And there is a game in the SWAT series that was that was released on a PS2. SWAT is a just an criminally underrated classic first-person shooter series on the PC. And there is a game in a series on a PS2. I thought it was this one, but it wasn't. I think it's called SWAT Global Tactical Unit or something like that. So I accidentally bought this one for a couple of euros. Luckily, very cheap. But yeah, now I'm just stuck with this garbage in my collection. So what can you do? Sometimes you make mistakes when buying games. All right. Next up, I have here Siberia and Siberia 2. First one, I bought this used, and the seller never mentioned that it has water damage. So this is quite you can see all the wrinkles. This cover is completely ruined by water damage, but it's not moldy, so I guess it's fine. I'll upgrade it at some point. But luckily, I got the second game in the same deal, and this is in really good condition. So yeah, old school adventure games. Really well liked series. I'll probably never play these on the PS2 because there is a PS3 HD collection for it. It's one of the more expensive PS3 games, but I'll probably pick that one up at some point. I'll play those games on a PS3. All right, some Turtles games. How many do I have? Only one? I think I should have more than one. Why is there just one here? All right, well, I guess I only have one. I had a feeling that I had two of these, but... Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mashup, or is it in some other pile? Maybe it is. I don't know. I guess not. Alright, I was mistaken. Yeah, there are a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games on the PS2. Apparently I only have one of them, so some kind of an action game. Next up, Tekken 5 fighting game. Never played this one in a series, so maybe I'll give it a try at some point. Right, the Getaway. This is the original game. This was called a GTA killer back in the day, but it didn't kill GTA. It just the series died. I think there's a sequel as well, but I don't know anything about that one. So the selling point for this one back in the day was that this was based in London. So it has a miniature version of London as the game area. Has some landmarks and whatnot from real life there. Yeah, didn't really blow anyone's mind and just kind of fizzled out. The company is also dead now. These are the people who made the. Isn't this by London Studio? Or am I mistaken? Maybe I'm mistaken. It doesn't have any of the logos. But yeah, that's a Sony licensed game. Or like a Sony first-party game, if I'm not mistaken. All right. The Great Battles of Rome. A History Channel game. Don't know what to think of this, but found it at a flea market for close to nothing. So picked it up. Then I also have Bard's Tale, which is like a comedy adventure game series. Then I have, this is definitely missing the manual. Yes. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Don't know anything about this game. Then I have a couple of King of Fighters titles here. 3 actually. So this is King of Fighters 2000 and 2001 compilation disc. Then there is the King of Fighters 2002 with this classic cover art. I remember seeing this cover art everywhere back in the day. There were a lot of advertisements for this game around. And then I have this limited edition cardboard box for Maximum Impact that comes with this guide book. Has the different characters and their movesets. I really like it when fighting games do this kind of thing, that they have this extra effort into trying to get people into the game. Because I didn't play this when I was a kid, but I definitely could see myself picking this up and then going through the booklet over and over again, having it open while I'm playing. Yeah. Also has a really, really good looking box. This is somewhat yellowed, so the original owner has kept this in sunlight, unfortunately, but nothing I can do about that. So that's King of Fighters. Also, I really don't like it how these other ones have the King of Fighters and this one doesn't, so annoying, but alright. Some more licensed games here. I have, first up, The Lord of the Rings Two Towers. This is a very well-liked Lords of the Ring game. Never played it, but yeah. This is one of those titles that people my age, so around 30, a lot of people remember that from their childhood very fondly, right? And then, there's one game here in between licensed titles. This isn't a licensed title. This is the operative No One Lives Forever. An FPS game. In one of the earlier videos, I was trying to wonder if Time Splitters 2 is the best FPS game on the system. This one is something that a lot of people also like, so it could be a really good one, but I haven't had the time to play it. Right, back into licensed titles. So there is The Punisher for the PS2. I like The Punisher, the character, a lot. The movies are really bad from this time period. The 2000s Punisher movies, those are just awful. But this game was very well liked. Very violent, very over the top. I like the character, so very fitting for the character. Then for something completely different, I have a couple of Sims games here again. Sims 2 and Sims 2 Autiosaari, so that's like what is Autiosaari? It's like a Castaway Island. Yeah, Castaway Island. That's probably a pretty good translation for it. I don't know what the title of this game is in English. Does it say it here in the back? Probably doesn't. No, I don't think it does. Yeah, some Sims games. Always good to have Sims games in your collection. Fun. Lots of fun times I've had with the original PS2 Sims games. Right. Then I have the Simpsons, the movie. This is the Finnish cover for it. Yeah, this is the Simpsons, the movie game for the PS2. Should be an alright game. A lot of people seem to like it. There is also a PS3 version of that, I think. I am unfortunately missing some of the other Simpsons PS2 games, like Road Rage. I should pick it up at some point, but yeah, I just don't have it currently. Alright, on to the last stack. Starting off with Tokubot Plus, Mysteries of the Katakuris. I played this, but I never finished it. It's a really fun, very unique 3D action platformer where you have these little robots that you use to make different shapes that help you solve these puzzles. So here you're making a bridge out of them, for example. But yeah, I took this once when I went to my parents' place, I took my PS2 and this game with me. But I forgot to take a memory card. So I tried to beat this game in one sitting without a memory card. And like halfway through maybe, I failed at one of the boss fights and I had to start from the beginning. So I never did. And I still haven't continued. So yeah, that's a sad story. Right. I have an incomplete copy of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, apparently. Is this one of the games with the jackass people in it? Probably. If it isn't, it's during the era when the Tony Hawk games were kind of divisive. Some people liked them, so this is maybe like an open world, more like an open world game. Yeah, this is an open world game. I don't know what to think of them. The PS1 games are so good that it's kind of good that they try to make something different, but it doesn't really work that well, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that's a really good one. But I just remember many of the other ones during the PS2 era being kind of not very well received by people. Right. Then I have a copy of Topspin. I found this at the flea market for €1, and I just thought, it's an almost mint copy of Topspin. Why wouldn't I buy it? So I bought it, and now I have it in a collection. So that's Topspin. Next up, a shooter called Triggerman. Seems like a pretty mediocre and cheap game. I don't know anything about it. Then, what is this? Oh, this is a strange one. This is Under the Skin. Has nothing to do with the movie from the 2000s. Yeah, these, just look at these photos of the gameplay, or these like screen caps. I don't even know what this game is. It's released by Capcom, so that's something. Looks like the cover art is really cool. I don't even know what this game is. Just a strange game. Well, Capcom released a lot of strange games back in the day, so there's one more. Oh, this is a dirty copy. I should clean it up. It has some really nasty goo on the cover. Yeah, this is Valkyrie Profile 2 Siberia. I'll have to clean that one up. I remember playing the original Valkyrie Profile on PS1. It never got a European release, I don't think, so I was playing like back in the day, I had a cracked PS1, or like a modified PS1, how you say it. And I had some pirated games for it, both from Thailand. So Valkyrie Profile was one of those. I really liked. I was mesmerized by the game, the original game. It was so strange and looked so incredibly beautiful. The gameplay was really strange. I never really got into it. I was like 9 years old, so no wonder. But yeah. The second one, I should also try that one at some point. Then I have some classic games here that I never played. So Beautiful Joe and the sequel, Beautiful Joe 2. These are games by Clover. So the people who made Okami. Very, very well liked games. Supposedly some of the best games on the system. So I will probably check those out at some point. Again, released by Capcom. Right. Then I have one of these awful 3D Worms games. This is Worms Forts Under Siege. I never liked these 3D versions. The 2D Worms games are fantastic, classic games. Really good party games. Yeah, that one, nah. That's my thing. Then I have some rally games. VRC or WRC, World Rally Championship. World Rally Championship. Rally Evolved, and then the third one. So off-road racing games, really fun games to play. I'm not a huge fan of rally in general, but these games are fun to play. I've played some of them. I don't have like a driving wheel controller, so I should probably get one at some point. Try these out. Right, then I have 13. There's also a PS4 version of this very strange looking action game. Wasn't, when it was released, received well. It was a very hyped game. I remember seeing a lot of advertisements for it and lots of like previews in the gaming magazines, but then it's released and it just disappeared. So wow, this is a licensed game that is perfect for me. Xena Warrior Princess, classic TV show from my childhood. I watched this a lot. Every afternoon after school, Xena Warrior Princess from NTV3 channel in Finland. Great. Yeah, I don't know if this game is any good, but just a nostalgic series for me. Right, then I have a sealed copy of Zenos Saga 2. And the full title is Jenseits von Gut und Böse. I think that's pretty much how it's pronounced. I speak a little German, but not much. So yeah, this is like a limited edition cardboard box that has the game and also some extras on a separate disc in a perfect condition, sealed. So I don't know, this could be worth something, but one of the I'll rant about this a bit. One of the dumbest things that a company has done on the PS2 is that in Europe they only released this second game. They never released the first or the third episodes in Europe. So, and I'm not sure if these have ever been re-released on any of the other systems either. So, if there is a PS4 or PS5 version of this, I'll probably check it out at some point, along with the other episodes. But if there isn't, I mean, I'm stuck with this. I don't have any way of playing the first or the third episodes. So, what was even the point? They should have released a box like this for all of the 3 episodes. That would have been fantastic. But nah, let's just release the second one because that's what the gamers want. All right. I have here the last 6 games. Some of these are very expensive and collectible. Not this one, but some of the other ones. All right. This is the XMen official game with Wolverine on the cover. Yeah, another flea market pickup. Some of these X-Men titles and Spider-Man or these other licensed Marvel games, some of these are very expensive now. I don't think this one is. If it is, cool. If it isn't, probably not very, very expensive. This one, on the other hand, is somewhat collectible. This is the Arc of Napishtim, a JRPG, action RPG. Fantastic series is. They also recently announced a remake of this. So a new version of this is on the way, which is very cool. I'll check that one out then. Right. Zombie Virus. This is quite a rare and sought after title. It looks like garbage. It looks like a really bad game, but it's a zombie game where you're an ambulance driver. You're driving around in an ambulance, trying to help people during a zombie apocalypse. So the idea is very novel and interesting. The game itself, probably not the best one, but yeah, Zombie Virus. Then I also have a Zombie Zone. These I can't even pronounce these titles. Yeah, I think this is the first game in the Onechanbara series. So in Europe it was released as a Zombie Zone. Yeah, like you can tell from the character on the cover, it's Onechanbara. And this is the only game I have in a series, unfortunately, but yeah, glad to have it. And then I have, yeah, that one's also quite collectible. And then I have some very common ones to end with, but good ones, I guess. So these are the original releases for Zone of the Enders, the first one and second runner. Never played these. This first one comes with a demo disc for Metal Gear Solid 2. So if you have this and you don't have the demo disc, your copy isn't complete. These manuals are so nice. Why can't we have manuals like this anymore in games? It looks so good. The art is so beautiful. Yeah, demo disc for this one, and then the second one has, what does it have? Wait, it doesn't have anything extra. All right. Maybe I'll end with looking at the Konami release catalog that's included. Yeah, this art, man, this is so good. Doesn't this have anything extra? No, it says that this is a special edition, but why is it special? European Special Edition includes new gameplay sequences and polygon demos, a new opening demo, more secret extras, new 3D models, and further improved graphics. Alright, well, I didn't know that, so this European Special Edition has some new stuff in it. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, I really like these old PS2 releases. This one has a Konami of Europe 03-04 release, like an advertisement pamphlet. Silent Hill 3 in the middle. So I'll just flip through this to end the PS2 collection. This is a great console, one of the best ones. This is the one that I grew up with. Just incredible games. Zone of the Enders here in the advertisement. One of the 3D Castlevania games. Don't know if that's any good. I don't own it at all. Frogger the Rescue. Amazing. What else do we have? Psy Girls. I don't have that one either. Lots of games that I don't own. Pro Evo 3. Dancing Stage Fever. Karaoke Stage. Bomberman Kart. Okay, so that exists. I didn't know. Bloody Roar 4 fighting games, 3D fighting games. This one I showed in one of the earlier videos, Firefighter FD18. Gradius 5, that one I'm missing. McFarlane's Evil Prophecy, what is that? I don't know. Yeah. I miss this era of video games so much, with all these manuals and advertisements, and just a fun time to be playing games. It was all about the games, all about these releases, all about this stuff. And that's a time that has gone and we will never get it back, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'm ending this PS2 collection video on a sad note. Rest in peace. Good times in video games. Alright, yeah. So that's my PS2 collection in its entirety. 300 and plus games. About. I haven't really counted them. So I don't know the exact number. Don't really care about that either, but yeah. Next time I'll do an upgrade video or an update, not an upgrade. Update video on my collection because I've bought a lot of stuff during the summer sales. So that will come up next. And then I'll move on to the PS1 maybe? Or maybe I'll do a PSP video here, sandwich in between these mainline consoles. Because my PSP collection is quite meager, not that many games, so I'll probably do that one next, actually. Yeah, it's just a one-parter anyway, so yeah. So look forward to that, and I'll get through my Sony games in like a month or so. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll stop rambling now. Goodbye.